What's up guys, I'm Joshua C here, and today I'm gonna unbox and review the Realme 8 Pro. So what's the major upgrade, and also what's the difference between the Realme 7 Pro, which just launched I think not long ago. So let's head to it. So guys, let's see what we get in the box. Okay, so it's the typical yellow box, the yellow team color box from Realme. So it's Realme 8 Pro, and we got all the main highlight features on the box here. And inside the box, we got the silicone back cover, which is grayish color. It's pretty nice. And the SIM pin tool, the menus, the USB-C charger, and as well as a 65-watt super dart charger. Yeah, so that's all on the box. Let's go into the phone. So guys, now let's go into the design of this phone. So if you can see, the whole design of the Realme 8 Pro is really different from the Realme 7 Pro. Especially on the camera housing here is now a squarish, and also the camera sensors are fairly big. So it's something like your bubble tea eyes. Yeah. Okay, and the whole surface of this Realme 8 Pro uses the AG glass technology, where it has a rough surface, anti-glare surface, and it won't attract any fingerprint stain. So this give a thumbs up. And it has this Dare to Live slogan imprinted on this back cover. So to me, it's really unique. I don't know if you like it or not, but to me it's really eye-catching and really unique. And the color variants for the Realme 8 Pro, it has two color variants. This is the Infinite Black, and the other one is the Infinite Blue. So if I'm a guy, and to me I like more cool stuff, so I like this color the most. Right, see? Alright, now let's go into the display. But before I talk about the display, I want to let you guys have the picture of what's the main highlight, or what's the main upgrade of the Realme 8 Pro compared to the Realme 7 Pro. So there's three main upgrades here. One is the 108 megapixel main camera, compared to the Realme 7 Pro is the 64 megapixel main camera. Two is the whole thickness and slimness and the weight of the Realme 8 Pro. Now it only weighs at 176 grams and 8.1 millimeters thickness. So this is 6 grams lighter and 0.7 millimeters thinner. So the whole design frame, the whole handling, the whole pocketing of it, it's pretty slick and nice to hold on to it and bring around also. And the third major upgrade is this is the first Realme phone that comes with Realme UI 2.0 based on Android 11 out of the box. Yes guys, so you got all the Realme UI 2.0 updates and also the features. So later on I'll go more detail on the features. Now let's get back to the display. Okay, why do I have to mention about the major upgrade? Because the display is still the same 6.4-inch Super AMOLED Full HD Plus 60Hz display from the Realme 7 Pro, and this time it also has this punch hole selfie camera, which is a 16 megapixel rather than a 32 megapixel from the Realme 7 Pro. Then I think this is a little bit of downgrade, but the reason behind this may be because I think Realme is now focusing the back camera, the main 108 megapixel and the rear photography videography features for this phone. And if you ask me about the color contrast of the display, well, it's still fairly nice and decent because this is still a Super AMOLED screen, right? And the whole framing here is only the bottom here. It has a more thick frame, and it still has the in-screen fingerprint sensor and also a face recognition for unlocking your phone. Alright, so now let's talk about the chipset of this Realme 8 Pro. So the chipset is still using the same one from the Realme 7 Pro. This one is the Snapdragon 720G coupled with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage with an expandable micro SD card slot. And this one is a 2+1 card slot, so you can have 2 SIM and 1 micro SD card slot. And so for gaming wise, it's still fairly nice. I haven't experienced any laggy issue because you still can use the game space to block all the notifications, and also you can set to the highest setting with 180 Hz of touch sampling rate. It's still nice to play on this phone. And also the haptic, I feel that this time is better than the Realme 7 Pro. So you guys can test it yourself when you get the phone. And for battery wise, since we talk about gaming, right? For battery, it still has the 4500 mAh battery with support up to 50 watt of super dart charge. Yes, although it gives you a 65 watt charger, here, but it only can support up to 50 watt dark charge. So I can last for a full day of gaming on this phone, and charging is quite fast as well, because charging from 0 to 100% is just around 47 minutes. So I can say, because it still uses the Snapdragon 720G and it's a low consumption chipset, so battery wise you still can have a pretty nice long lasting battery on this. Alright, so now let's look into the cameras, which is the major upgrade for the Realme 8 Pro, because this time it has the quad camera, and one of the main camera is a 108 megapixel camera which uses the ISOCELL HM2 sensor, which is totally different, and also it has a larger sensor with the 9-in-1 binding technology that can allow more light to come in. So during your night mode or during a low light dimming situation, you can capture a more clearer picture and videos with this sensor. So I'm pretty impressed with the 108 megapixel main camera, and as well as all the camera feature it has. It has this, a dual view mode, starry night, ultra nightscape, night mode, tilt shift time lapse, which is the first phone in the world to have a tilt shift time lapse, as well as the AI mixed portrait mode. So it's pretty impressive with all the camera features. So you can see all the samples here. I've taken all the samples, as well as this time, because it doesn't have a telephoto lens, it has this instead of the optical zoom, but it uses this 3 times in sensor zoom, where it uses the 108 megapixel picture and taken out the 12 megapixel out of the 108 megapixel picture to have a more clearer zooming picture. So I think that's all for the Realme 8 Pro, and that's for the upgrades and also the downgrades of this phone. So overall, I really think that this phone is really a nice phone to consider for, especially on the photography and videography, because it has all this nice camera feature and also the 108 megapixel ISOCELL HM2 sensor. So we don't have the official price when I'm shooting now, but I will update the price at the caption and also the comments below. But let me know, what do you think about this phone? Will you be buying this phone in the comments below? And that's all for today. So a subs is good. Subscribe, like and share. Okay, for those of you who watch this on Facebook, don't forget to come to our YouTube and subscribe our YouTube as well. And hopefully I'll get to try more stuff out of this phone and let you guys know more about the camera features. So I'm Joshua C. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.